Friends, in this video, we are going to discuss about selection sort in data structure. So now let's see, take an example array and let's see how we are going to sort the array with the help of selection sort. So let's take an example. Let me take an array with 6 elements in it. So 16, 25, 14, 23, 8 and 4. So why does this selection sort got the name selection is? So what it is going to do is from this array, okay, it will be selecting the minimum value if we want to sort it in ascending order, or if you want to sort it in descending order, it will be selecting the maximum element from this unsorted list. So that's how it is going to do. So that's why it got the name selection sort. And we know the index will be in the array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let us start sorting this array with the help of selection sort. So initially this array is an unsorted array. So from here to here it is unsorted. So what we have to do initially is we have to compare with all. First we are going to take one variable called minimum value, and there we are going to initially take the value in the 0th index is the minimum, and then we are going to compare this element with all the other element, and we are going to find who is the minimum of all this, and then we are going to replace the minimum value with the first value present in the unsorted list. So if you see here, who is the minimum value here? 4. 4 is the minimum value in this unsorted list. And who is the first element in the unsorted? This one, the value in the 0th index. So we are going to swap this 4. So this 4 will be coming to this place, and the 16 will be coming to this place. So how does it come? 4 will be coming here and 16 will be coming here, and the rest of the value you have to put here. So what happened actually is, okay, let me finish it. So this is what we got in the after completing the first pass 1. This is pass 1 we can say, or first time we did it. So actually what we did is we took a minimum value. So initially we are going to take the first value in the array is the minimum value. So this first index value is 16. So I am taking minimum value is 16. Okay. And then the 16 will be compared with 25. So 16 is again minimum, no problem. Again 16 is compared with 14. Now 14 is the less value. So again I have to update this minimum value. Now this minimum value is in the index position 2. Again this minimum value 14 is now compared with the next value. So again 14 compared with 23, again 14 is the minimum. Again 14 will be compared with the next value, that is in the index number 4. So now in that case 8 is again minimum, less than 14. So again I have to update this minimum value. Now the index position which contain a minimum value is 4. Now 4 will be now again compared with the next value, that is in the 5th index. So 8 will be compared with 4. Again if you see, this one is the minimum value. So again we have to update this minimum value, and that minimum value now present in the index number 5. Then what we have to do? The 5th index value and the first index value will be swapped out. So this will be coming here and this will be coming here. So we got this out, right? So now this value is a sorted value and this is unsorted list. Unsorted. Again what we have to do? From this unsorted, we have to again find the minimum and replace the first value in the unsorted value with that, or swap it with that. So here again I am going to take consider the minimum value. So here this is 0th index, 1st index, 2nd index, 3rd index, 4th index, 5th index. So here who is going to be taken as the minimum value initially? 1. Because that is the first value in the unsorted list. So minimum value here initially is in the index number 1. That's what we are going to consider. Now this 25 will be compared with all the other element here. So 25 compared with 14, 14 is less. So again I am going to update this minimum value. So this will be now 2. Again now 14 will be compared with the next value. So which means again 14 is the less, no problem. Again 14 is compared with the next value 8. So 8 is a less value. So again I have to consider minimum value is now in the index number 4. Again now this value, the minimum value compared with the next element 16. So again 8 is the minimum value. Now what we have to do, this minimum value should be swapped with the first element in the unsorted list. So what we have to do, this minimum value and the first value, this will be, both will be swapped. So what here will be 8 and here will be 25, and the remaining we have to write as it is. So this is what the next value we are getting. So we got the next iteration also done. So here now we can see this 2 is now sorted and this is an unsorted one. Again what we have to do, from the unsorted one we have to again find the minimum value. So if you see here, initially who is the minimum value now? So it is 0th index, again the index we will be writing 4, 5. So now we are going to consider to the element in the second index, that's the first value, right? Is going to be the minimum we are going to consider, and we are going to compare it with the remaining element. 14 compared with 23, 14 is minimum, no problem. 14 compared with 25, 14 is the minimum, no problem. 14 compared with 16, 14 is the minimum. So minimum value is in this index, so 2 itself, and that too, that is the first value, right? So what we are going to do here is, so we got 14 in the same place itself, remaining value we are going to write as it is 25, 16. So now we got the next updated array also, and now this much is sorted and this is unsorted. Again what we have to do, first we have to take first index value, that is the minimum value. So that index value is 3, and then we have to compare this with the other value and find the minimum. So 23 compared with 25, so 23 is the minimum, no problem. Then 23 compared with 16, 16 is the minimum. So now I have to update this minimum value. Now the minimum value is in the index number 5. So now what you have to do, this minimum value should be swapped with the first element in the unsorted list. So 16 and 23 will be swapped. So here comes 16 and here comes 23, and the remaining is as it is 4, 8, 14. So now we got this. So now this much is sorted. So this is the sorted value and this is the unsorted one. Again what we have to do, from this unsorted we have to choose the minimum again. So now I am going to consider the minimum is in the index number 4, and then this 25 need to be compared with the other elements. So 25 compared with 23, that is minimum value is 23. So I have to update this minimum with this index number 5, because 5 only have the minimum value. So what we have to do, this minimum value should be swapped with the first element in the unsorted list. So 23 will be coming here and 25 will be coming here, and we have to write the remaining. So I will be right. So the remaining element is 4, 8, 14, 16. Now we can see this, we got the sorted value. So we got the sorted value. So how many passes we gone through? Pass 1. Here we have pass 2, which means next pass, that is third iteration, and fourth iteration, fourth pass, and this is pass 5. So you can see if we have 5 elements in this, 6 elements, so here the n value is 6. If we have 6 elements in the array, then we have passes 5, which means n minus 1 value. So n minus 1 pass is required to sort this array using the selection sort. So now let us write the Python code to do this selection sort. So let us write the function. So we know the Python function will start with the keyword def, and then let us name the function as selection sort. And in the selection sort we have to pass this array as the input. So let us name this unsorted array as ARR. That ARR array is passed as a input to this function. So after, here we have to put a colon. Then what we have to do, so if there are n elements in the array, we have n minus 1 pass. So which means we can say we want a for loop to do all these passes. So it will be starting from 0 and goes till n minus 1. So we are going to use a for loop, and let me name the variable here as I in range. So range will be going to be 0 to, here I am going to say length of ARR. So we know the range function in Python, if I give the stop value, it will be taking the previous value, right? So here the length of array is 6, so it goes from 0 to 5. So it will be like 0 to 5. So it will be iterating, this for loop will be going for 0 to 5. So then what is the next thing we did? And we used a minimum variable, right? So for that we are going to take a variable min value. Initially, what is a minimum value? We took the first element in the unsorted as a minimum. So here that is I. So initially it is I. We are just taking it as I. And then what we did? This value needs to be compared with all the other elements. So if I take this as a minimum, I will be start comparing with the next value. So here I'll be starting from the next value of this I, right? So here I is 0, but I start comparing the 0th index with the 1, 2, 3. If the I is 1, and then I'll start comparing with 2, 3, 4. So I have to start, and then this is also an iteration. Every time I have to compare with the rest of the element. So for that I am going to use another for loop. I'm going to use a variable j in range of, and here I have to start using from I plus 1, which means the next value of this I value. And then I have to again go till length of the array. So it will be like this index will be, the first value in the unsorted array will be compared with the rest of the other element in the unsorted, which means from the next value of it. So I plus 1, starting from I plus 1, and it goes till the length of the array. Then what we did, we know we have to start from the next value of this and we go till. And then we did comparison, right? So the minimum value we compared with all the other elements. So there needs to be a condition checking whether the minimum value is need to be updated or not. So how will I check? If array of the minimum value which I chosen is greater than the value which is in the right side of that, right? So initially I took the minimum value is in the 0th index, that is 16, and then I will be checking this with the rest of the other element. If some other value is less than this value, then I have to update the minimum value, right? So I have to update the minimum value. If the condition satisfies, I have to update the minimum value, that is the j value. Okay, so until starting from this 1 and it goes till 5. For the next iteration, it will start from 2 and goes till 5. Then for the next iteration, it will start from 3 and goes to 5. So that's what will be happening, and every time I'll be comparing the value which I have considered as a minimum is greater than the other value. Then if so, we got the new minimum value and we have to update the minimum value with the new index. After I finish this complete iteration and I find the minimum value in this unsorted, I have to do the swapping. To do the swapping, which are the values I have to swap? So I have to swap the value in the I, and that to be swapped with the minimum value. So the value, this I needs to be replaced with the minimum value. This minimum value is replaced with the first index in the unsorted array. So what will be put here? So I'll say this is equal to this I value replaced with array of the minimum value, and the minimum value replaced with and the array of the first index in the unsorted array. So that is how we got it. So what we did, after we find the minimum value, we just swapped it, right? So here we found 8 as a minimum value. So what we did, 8 and the first value in the unsorted array got swapped. So that is what we are doing here, right? So now let's quickly take a scenario and we will be working and we say how this algorithm fits correctly for the selection sort. So let's take this, starting from this array is given as an input to this function, and this I value initially will be starting from 0, and the minimum value initially is the I value, that is 0. And then here comes the for loop, and then the j value will be the next value of I value. So that's why we said I plus 1 here. So what is I? I is initially 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So initially the j value is 1. And then we have to compare this I and j, right? So the value in the I and need to be compared with all the j values updated. So here the what is ARR of minimum value? Minimum value is 0. So the value in the 0th position is 16 and it is greater than ARR of j. What is j? J is 1. So in the first index we have 25. 25. Is the condition is true? The condition is false. If this condition is false, then we don't want to update the minimum value. So it will be coming out of this for loop and again it will be going to the next iteration. So now what is a j value will be updated to 2. So again it will be coming here. Again what is the minimum value now? As of now it is 16 only. The value in the 0th index, that is 16. And then we have to say greater than. What is AR of j? J is now 2. So I have to compare with the next value here, that is 2. So that's what j value is updated as 2. So now the value is 14. Right? So now if you say 16 greater than 14, the condition is now true. This if condition is true. If the condition is true, then we will be coming inside the if condition and we will be updating the minimum value. What is the minimum value now? J. So that the new j value. So what we have to do? Now the minimum value is in the position. J value is now 2. So it's in the position 2. So the value in the second position is the minimum value. Again we have to go to the next iteration of the j. So when the next iteration will be j value will be 3. So it can come to this if condition. If you see in the if condition, we have to set the minimum value and the j value. So the minimum value is now 2. What is the value in the second index is 14 greater than AR of j. J is 3. So what is in the 3 position? 23. Now 14 greater than 23 condition false. So it go to the next iteration of the j. So that is 4. Again it come inside the if condition. Now the minimum value is 2, that is 14 greater than j value. What is j value now? 4. The value in that is 8. So 14 greater than 8. Now condition is true. If the condition is true, we have to come and update the minimum value. So now who will be the update minimum value now? The j index value, that is 4 now. So again, so we will be coming here. What is the minimum? So j value will be now updated. J value is now 5. Next iteration. So now I will be again checking IR of minimum values. What is the minimum value now? 4. What is the value in 4? Index position 4, that is 8 greater than AR of j. What is j? Jth index value is 5 now. The value in 5 is 4. So 8 greater than 4, again condition is true. So we have to come and update the minimum value. Now the minimum value is j value. The j value is now 5. So again it will be checking the condition j value. So now the j value will be incremented 6. And because we know it has to be updated till the length of the array, so which means till it goes 5, because the length value will be taking, the stop value of the range will be taking the previous value, so it will be going till 5 only. So it will coming out of the for loop. After it finds a minimum value, the first value in the unsorted array and this need to be swapped. This will be coming here and this will be coming here. So that's why we wrote this code. So in AR of I, what is an AR of I? I value is like initially initially this is the I value, right? This and this need to be swapped. So I value is 16, so this 4 need to be come to this place and 16 need to be come here. So you can see 4 need to be come here, 16 needs to be come here. So that is why in the I place we will be putting the minimum value. Minimum value, what is the index number? 5. The what is the value in the index number? 5. 4 will be coming to this 0th index, so it came here. And in minimum value, what will come? AR of I. What is in AR of I? The 16, no, that will be coming here. So this 2 value will be swapped. So the first pass is done. Then it goes to the next iteration of this for loop. So I value will be now updated. Now the I value will be 2, and again the same procedure will be continued. So now for the next iteration, what will be the minimum value starting from? It starts from this place. This is the unsorted part now, right? For this unsorted part, again this value became the minimum value initially, and then again we will be continuing all this steps. So again we will be getting the minimum value. So let me show you the Python code and I'll run for you. So here if you see here, we have written same code, the selection sort, and given array as input, and then initially we'll be going to 0 to the length -1 here, and then we'll choosing the minimum value and the I value. The next value of the I value will be starting value of j, and it goes till the previous value of the size of the array. And then if you are finding any minimum value, the minimum value will be updated. And finally, after this for loops completes, it will be swapping the minimum value and the first value in the unsorted. So now let's run this code. If you run this code, it will be asking the size of an array. So let us say give the same size. So let me say the size of an array is 6, and let us give the same elements which we used here. Let it be 16, and then 25, 14, 23, 8 and 4. 8 and 4. So now we got the sorted value. So this is what the selection sort in the data structures. Hope you have got it. Thank you.